Bida Forum is a community-based organization that seeks to address prevailing challenges affecting Bida and its environs. In a bold and proactive move to tackle the educational challenges in Bida land and its environs, the Bida Forum organized the second workshop for teachers, reaffirming its commitment to community development and academic excellence. The event held at the Niger State College of Nursing Sciences in Bida had educators, professionals, and community leaders in attendance as the whole seek sustainable solutions to issues affecting the educational sector. The chairman of the Bida Forum, Muhammad Jamil Muhammad, while addressing the participants, revealed that the Bida Forum recently conducted a comprehensive survey which uncovered significant problems affecting the education sector. Muhammad Jamil Muhammad therefore said findings prompted the need for such workshop, which serves as a strategic platform to brainstorm and implement workable solutions to improve teaching and learning outcomes in the community.
Because I have listened to our guests, and they have said this alone cannot solve the problem. Yes, and that's why Bida Forum is taking it multifaceted. We're engaging the teachers. We're already engaging the students. In fact, we started our debate and quiz from last week, and it will run to the 1st of June. We don't have the grand finale. We're already engaging with the educational stakeholders. We have met, and we're going to meet soon with the Commissioner for Basic and Secondary Education in Niger State. And even the community, we are not leaving any stone unturned to ensure that our community and our environment and the inhabitants of our environment get that. It is of importance that all of us should remember that we are stakeholders at one point or the other. And if you play your role, I play my, every other person plays his or hers, we will surely be where we want to be. There can never be a development if the stakeholders are not involved. We will continue to engage. We hope, and that is part of our trajectory for this administration. As soon as we are done with what we are doing, the little effort putting up in College of Nursing, we'll be moving straight to the grassroots primary school. We have identified 2 primary schools, one in Bida North, one in Bida South. And inshallah, we're going to give a facelift. Then perhaps we'll now come to secondary school. I am not promising. Chairman and asked me that I was coming to secondary school. But we'll go to primary after this one. And we hope to come to secondary. And we'll continue to engage the stakeholders. And we're advocates. We are already advocating for whole school innovation. We have been promised of 2 schools.
Keynote addresses and technical sections were delivered by seasoned experts including Dr. Gene Audukolo and Dr. Mariam Gogo Usman, and invited guests alongside the youth leader Bida Forum, Abdrama Gidi, and other stakeholders shared insights and recommendations for strengthening the capacity of teachers. The participants also commended the forum's effort in bringing diverse voices together to chart a path for academic reform and community advancement. Goodwill message. The medical director of the Federal Medical Center FMC Bida, Dr. Usman, lauded the Bida Forum for its foresight and dedication worthy of emulation.
I was invited here as a guest to witness, to be part of the workshop on foundation of education, primary and secondary school. The bottom line is that we are not doing well, we are not getting what we want, and therefore there's a need to engage one of the stakeholders who are the teachers, to see how we can get the best out of our children. And I think it's a welcome development.
You keep on learning. You keep on learning. However, in the process of learning, either you like it or not, problems must come in. Problems must come in. But if problem comes in, what do you do? That is the basic question that you need to answer. With the problem that comes in, what do I do? How will I solve this problem? And it is in the process of solving that problem that the issue of innovation comes in. What is innovation? Innovation simply means thinking of new ways of doing things. In your room, if you are used to sleeping with your right hand, with your head on your right hand, and you wake up on daily basis feeling body pains, won't you ask yourself, is it the way I sleep? Or is it the mattress or the bed? So what do I do? What do I do? Is to change way of sleeping so that you have more comfort. So that you have more comfort.
But be consistent. My 8 is my 8. The student will say, yes, the teacher is coming by 8 and I know she's coming by 8. They will be in the class by 8. Are we together? Then, ethical use of time. Time is very important. Not the African time we are having now. We are always saying African time. We are not Africans. We are Africans, but that African time is tagged by us by the white men. If white man tell you 10, that 10 will be there. But if you are having a meeting with white man, when he said 10, definitely a black man will come by 10:30.
Or 11.
Yes, or 11. So that is why we are tagged African time. Please let us erase that name. As classroom teachers, I normally know we women have problems, but women are more dedicated coming to class ending. Yes, applause. It's gender. You have to clean your children, watch them, cook food, do this, and you find a name. But the men, some will go to farm. You are saying it's the fact. The man will be sleeping at home. The wife will do the house chores, and still she will go to school earlier than the man. It's not an issue of soul. I'm just saying it. So, efficient timing. When you fix a time, please, when your lectures and classes is 8, ensure you be in the class by 8 so that you cover up all what you're supposed to do for the students. My prof have already said that. Time to teach the children, you have to be communicated. Teaching, one, you have to know when you come to school early, using your time, that's when you know who and who are not coming to class early.
Thank you for taking us through the classroom management. All of us here, even the people at high table that are not teachers, I see them smiling and appreciating what our doctor was actually saying, because he was talking from experience.
But that is it. Let me appreciate Bida Forum that talked about this workshop for our teachers at the grassroots, primary and secondary school education. For those of you who are constant with social media, just this week, there is this 20-year development plan for Bida, and education is one aspect. And the question I ask myself, all this while, where have we been? We don't have a development plan. And if you don't have a development plan, you have already planned to fail. So it's a good thing that such programs are coming up. The last speaker said something. She asked a question. How many of our children are attending public school? But I will have asked, among those of us seated here, how many of us actually attended public schools? Nearly 100%. But today, we are going to cover our face, or our faces, because none of us want our children to go to, say, public schools. I don't want to preempt what our lecturers will be saying, but I want to say we have failed. For our parents that went through public school, they will tell you their stories. There were no desks, 1 or 2 teachers for the entire school, and they were able to bring out the best in us. Professionally, let me tell you this. In America, the very day a child is born, a comparison was done between black and white children. I cannot tell you the reason, but the black children were wiser than the black children were wiser than the whites. But within the first year, when the study was repeated, there was a change.
Protocol. Assalamu alaikum. I let me call from what our brother just said. The question he asked from the last person that presented the paper, that how many of us here, our children in the schools we teach? Of course, I think 90% will say no. But the question now is why? I will leave you with 5 things, so everybody will go back, ponder over these 5 things. And if you know that out of these 5 things, if you miss one in a day, it means, or if your pupils or your students miss any of this, then it means what you've impacted. You've not impacted, or your children have not learned what they're supposed to learn from you. But let me start by myself. I'm privileged to head this school today. My daughter is a student in this school. And I also make sure that my daughter lives in this hostel. Because, as such, I try by all means to make sure that if my daughter, I used to tell my students that if my daughter will be here with you, then I should make sure that everything that you needed to make all of you comfortable should have. I deliberately did that. The last time I received people from the nursing council, that was the question they asked me. Why don't you take her to this place? Why don't you take her to that place? I said, she has to be here so that I will be able to manage this place well. That's the question you need to ask ourselves. Then what I want to give, the takeaway I want to give is, when you wake up every day, think of 5 things. And you also tell your children, your students, to also think of these 5 things. Or they needed 5 things. The first one is
the leadership of the Bida Forum and all the participants in this very important workshop. Yes, I've seen the topic of the workshop, enhancing learner performance in the face of manpower and infrastructural limitations. Critically, if you look at it, you will discover that what we are trying to do, or what the forum is trying to achieve, cannot be handled by just what we are doing here now. So many forums, so many people have to be involved in this. If you talk of manpower, is it that in the present dispensation we lack the actual manpower? And let me give you one example. The village where I came from, government employed teachers, they are paying them. But if you go there, hardly you see one, or sometimes you only see maybe 2 who are there. How will these children be able to learn? So what some of us did, to promote learning, is that we have to look for volunteer teachers, and we are paying them monthly. So that is why I said that the community also have to be very much involved if we must enhance learning.
Morning, when I had a call to come and represent the chairman NUPE Bida branch, mine is to appreciate Bida Forum for the job well done. I pray to Almighty Allah to continue to give them the will and the wisdom to continue to uplift Bida Forum to the highest level. This workshop is very, very educative, of which I believe each and every one of us will learn 1 or 2 things from this workshop. There are many things that we discuss on this workshop, and I believe most of us will go back to school and step down the information to our colleague. I wish all of you success in our future endeavor. At the same time, please and please, teacher, we are a role model. We are all role model. We always say the teachers are the nation builder, and the working condition of the teacher is the learning condition of the child. I want us to stand firmly on that habit, so that we should be a role model to our children. And I want to appreciate each and every one of you for attending this work, because as a union, we are here to come and appreciate each and every one of you, not to come and do anything. Our is to appreciate the organizers and the officials of Bida Forum. Thank you very much.
They are making food. And when they make food, we call that, in our schools, what do we call that? Photosynthesis, right? So they take the energy from the sun, right? And they use the energy to break apart carbon dioxide. If you break apart carbon dioxide, you have what and what? You have oxygen and what? And carbon. So the tree will swallow the carbon in its leaves, in its barks, in its trunks, in its roots, etc. And it releases what? The oxygen to us, because we need that. Even though the percentage of the oxygen we inhale is 20-something%. A scientist was saying that if we could inhale up to 35% oxygen, then we will never get tired. I can run from here to Bina.
Yes.
So we have scientists here. So it releases the oxygen. That's why they are called oxygen factories. Our trees are called oxygen factories. This nature does automatically. Even though it is not as efficient or as it doesn't sequester as much as these technologies. This is done for free, right?
We are not going to interactive section except after the presentation by Dr. Sharu. But because of some circumstance, we want to actually break now for interactive section. And after interactive section, during interactive section, we are going to have group discussions and also share some challenges. But generally, we want to give audience time to ask questions.
Discussing about how the system can be handled by the government in order to turn away the private sector, in which, my mentor in the field, I'm not much so comfortable with the idea of turning away the private sector and directly face the government, or government should handle everything as far as education is concerned. On this note, going by history, when we have to look at the education by itself, it started by individuals. All those philosophers, they were individuals that struggled on their own, even being provoked by an established institution not to preach such parts. On this note, we can see if an individual established an education and we look at it with that of government, there are a lot of differences. But what happened is, let the government readdress the policies that govern the private sector and that of what the government parts, so that we should be able to.
Discussing the differences between the private schools and the public schools. Recently I was in Ghana and I was surprised that competition is fiercer for public schools there. In Accra, there are only 2 private schools that people want to go to. people from, what do you call them, diplomats and others, they go to those schools. But the public schools, they fight and compete to go to public schools. And it's not that their public schools don't have problems. In fact, my friend, who teaches all over the world now, said that when he was in school, he used to go to school with his own water container because there are no water. There is no water in most of the school. And the person behind, these are leaders in Ghana, corroborated his story. And she told her own story about this thing. So I'm still trying to find out how are they able to maintain that they have these challenges and their public schools are still good.
We also have projects. When I say play method, you know what that entails. Dramatization, this and that, right? When you involve students in drama, you are already teaching something. And if you want something, Dr. Obama was here, and then he was here, and he said something about maybe if you are talking about tree planting or whatever. By the time you organize a play, I think he was talking about the certification, if I can understand very well. Wow, I was even thinking that I would be taking over from him immediately, and I wanted to say that, wow, what you have was so very sophisticated and I'm going to pull off your head because something that is very close to you, your environment. So when you organize a play about tree planting, you just organize a play in such a way that somebody will go and cut a tree and then you say, what are you getting from this? You organize a play where you condemn somebody that is cutting that. Do you know that these things you are doing will not be good for you? You say, but I'm poor. I need to go and get a tree. At the end of the day, where he's doing it, you can make a play where he will fall inside that ditch and then they will say he died. Or you make a play where he carries it on a bicycle or a machine and he had an accident. Say, and if you don't want to read this, a play of that nature, you are teaching about this one to be true a play method. I'm not going to give you an example. There are other ways you can go and play with method. Projects can be a very large thing. And if you are teachers and you know what to do at project method, something big, something gigantic that you want to teach the students as a project. Maybe building something, whatever, can be done through activity. If it's a project, you organize a thing that students will be, or pupils will be involved. And then assignment. Even though somebody technically touches that, they will not be doing assignment. Because
doing sciences, biology, chemistry, physics, maths. I remember one day my rector came and the result in the maths was so bad. He said, what you are seeing in maths is also what you see in English, so bring English too. So we introduce English language. I'm sure one of our resource persons there is just finished speaking to you, Dr. Sharon. They were one of the pioneers. So we brought English, and true to type, the results between English and maths are the same. Yeah, so it is a challenge. But what were we trying to showcase that time? 3 things. One is to encourage our younger ones to study science. And from there they can proceed to read all the branches of science, engineering, medicine, pharmacy. And then secondly, showcase among us. Because when people think the people who are reading science have 2 heads or anything, showcase to them among us people who have read this science and succeeded. So what we used to do is to parade all our engineers, all our doctors, come there. And I'm happy, 3 years ago, the person who represented MD of FMC in that competition, come and represent the MD, said he was a product of that. He's a medical doctor now. He said he's a product of that quiz competition. That one day he also sat here and answered questions. I was happy. Because that means we have achieved our aim. We have gotten a positive feedback. So these are part of the community contributions to education. The parents. And I also brought this one. He said, if you recognize that education extends beyond boundaries of school, this school acknowledges the diverse resources and expertise available in the community to support student learning and development. That is the beginning of success for any education system. Recognizing this, that schooling really goes beyond the classroom teaching.
said that is the beginning of success.
Thank God for the vision, and we also thank God for the goal that God has given to Bida Forum because of their interest in academic and their desire to see how they can develop and make an improvement in NUPE land as a whole. And they are doing this by equipping the teachers, and after teachers are being equipped, then they can impact the knowledge on the students so that we have reliable, intelligent and qualified graduates from our secondary schools. So this is a nice vision and this is a nice goal to be achieved. I also appreciate that the people that actually attended, of their commitment to the workshop and their keen interest in understanding what the resource person taught them. Because during the interactive session, it was very clear that they understood all what was taught.
I'm here to support Bida Forum by giving training to our teachers, maybe on the aspect of classroom management for the betterment of the schools.
The workshop is an annual program of a Bida Forum, and as it's tagged, this year we are talking of infrastructure and manpower deficit. We have limitations in structures and also limitations in manpower. So we are bringing seasonal lecturers from universities and other polytechnics to come and discuss the way out so that we can manage what we have to gain what actually we expected. We call teachers, we call head teachers, we call quality assurance. All the stakeholders in education are here, and we are rubbing minds to see that we use what we have to get what we want. Thank you.
Our trouble is very fine. It's very look fine. I appreciate the Bida Forum by taking this workshop to our leaders so that they should know their duty in their various schools.
It's welcome and educative, very interesting, and I'm very happy to be part of this training today because I've achieved a lot which I hope to impact back to school when I get back by Monday, inshallah.
The program was wonderful and educative. In fact, when I received the message, I proposed out of Bida local government when I received it. So I returned back on Thursday just because of this program, because I was in attendance last year and I proposed what I gained last year, I must not miss it this year. So the program was so fantastic and educative. I gained a lot. I appreciate the Bida Forum. In fact, I appreciate them a lot because I know that organizing a program.
Well, we thank Allah for everything. It's been a privilege for us. Thank you very much for.
I describe it very effective because it's highly educative. A lot of challenges we have in the school is being mentioned here, way forward and solution.
Concerned with all-round development of the people of the community, venture into surveying why we're having falling standard of education in Bida and its environs. We took out a survey, and the findings of our survey show us a lot of challenges. And in resolving these challenges, we also thought that not only the quiz and the debate are organized for students and extramural classes that have been done, the teachers also need to be touched. And that's why we started this workshop. Alhamdulillah, this is the second in the series. The first addressed one of the challenges, and this current one is addressing the challenge of limitation in manpower and facilities, so that teachers can use these available facilities and the acute shortage of manpower. But what are the innovative ways by which this challenge